First at 4, 2 children caught in gunfire while watching fireworks. Detroit's police chief shares new information. Race car driver Bubba Wallace responds to the discovery of a noose in his garage stall. Also, how the investigation is ramping up this afternoon. Meantime, Ben is tracking your forecast.
Yeah, Karen, the temperatures are starting to go down, but unfortunately, the amount of rain we're expecting is not going to be all that much higher. We'll check it all out for you next. First at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, the search continues right now on the city's west side for the gunman who shot a father and 2 children. This happened last night on Plainview Street near 7 Mile and Evergreen. Investigators say the adult victim was setting off fireworks when someone walked up and started shooting. Chief James Craig says it was a part of a violent weekend across the city that left 4 people dead and 25 others hurt.
What we're seeing manifesting is these argument-based, senseless shootings among people who are acquainted, who are attending block parties, and so it's got to stop. You know, that is not the way we should, settle disputes.
The dad and his 10-year-old daughter are in critical condition at this hour. A 9-year-old child was treated and released from the hospital. We'll have a live update with more on the investigation when you join us at 5. Detroit police have brought a peaceful ending to a barricaded gunman situation also on the city's west side. This started this morning over on Cherry Lawn Street near 8 Mile in Wyoming. Police say a man got into an argument with friends, then started shooting. Then he barricaded himself inside of a home. Officers were able to get the man to come out. He was taken into custody. Fortunately, no one was hurt during the entire ordeal. In Decision 2020, Governor Gretchen Whitmer is putting her support behind current Wayne County prosecutor Kim Worthy in her bid for re-election.
I am today announcing my endorsement of Kim Worthy for re-election as Wayne County prosecutor. I've known Kim for years. I couldn't throw my support behind someone more enthusiastic about her experience and innovation represent the type of leadership that we need now more than ever.
Worthy has been county prosecutor since 2004. The primary election is set for August 4th. Governor Gretchen Whitmer is fighting to prevent Michigan gyms and health clubs from opening later this week. Friday, a federal judge in Grand Rapids made a ruling that would allow gyms across the state to reopen June 25th, which is this Thursday. The governor's office says it immediately filed for a stay with the 6th Circuit Court of Appeals. So in the meantime, gym owners and customers are left wondering if and when their locations will open. We're working this story, and of course, we'll keep you posted. Nationally, the status of the COVID-19 battle continues to vary from state to state. New York City is entering phase 2 of its reopening plan, with in-person retail, salons, and barbershops all resuming business. The Big Apple was once seen as the epicenter of the outbreak in the U.S., but 23 other states are seeing a rise in their numbers of coronavirus cases. Now the biggest hotspot could be Florida, where the governor admits the surge in the Sunshine State is not just because of more testing. He says Florida is seeing more transmission among people in their 20s and 30s. Experts say it's a reminder that social distancing applies to all ages. Here at home, the state has reported 179 new cases of coronavirus in the past 24 hours, with 7 new deaths. Both numbers have been in that range for almost 2 weeks. Also, the University of Michigan says it will launch its fall semester on August 31st with a mix of in-person and online instruction. State Republican lawmakers will announce their return to learn plan for Michigan schools tomorrow. They're getting a jump on the governor, who plans to release her strategy on June 30th. And Ford and Fiat Chrysler are back to full production today after limiting shifts to start coronavirus safety procedures. In your first forecast, we're starting to see another change in the weather, which includes some rain overnight. Ben Bailey tracking it from his home office with the very latest. Good afternoon, Ben.
Hey, Karen. Yeah, we do have multiple chances of rain, and I think a lot of folks are welcoming that. The caveat is I just don't think we're going to see a whole lot in those chances. But first things first, the heat is a little bit lower than what we saw in the last several days. We're only in the low 80s in a lot of spots right now. 83, one of our warmer temperatures out in Howell, but of course, Flint continues to be one of the warm spots at 88 as we speak. Here's Storm Tracker 4. We don't have anything on our side of the state, but we can already start to see some showers and probably some thunderstorms starting to pop up there in the west portion of the state. So do expect to see those this evening. Otherwise, mainly dry with some drops for the remainder of the week. And then heat comes back for the weekend with thunderstorm chances. We'll run all that down for you in just a few minutes. Karen?
All right, thank you, Ben. Federal authorities have now announced they are also investigating the discovery of a noose in a garage stall being used by NASCAR racer Bubba Wallace. He is the only full-time black driver in the NASCAR Cup Series, and there is so much outrage over this one. Kimberly Gill in the newsroom with the very latest developments. Kim.
Hi, Karen. Good afternoon. We're told the noose was found in a garage at the Talladega Superspeedway in Alabama. The FBI reportedly has agents at the raceway right now as the agency and the Justice Department's Civil Rights Division are both getting involved. Now, you may recall Wallace pushed for NASCAR to ban the Confederate flag in the days after George Floyd's arrest. NASCAR agreed, but not everyone was on board with it. At Talladega this weekend, some fans had the flags on their cars, and a plane flew over the track with the flag and a sign saying, quote, defund NASCAR. NASCAR says a crew member found the noose Sunday. Security has been stepped up, and the sport has launched its own investigation as well. NASCAR's president, though, says he plans to get rid of this kind of behavior in the sport. Wallace posted a statement on social media saying, quote, the despicable act of racism and hatred leaves me incredibly saddened and serves as a painful reminder of how much further we have to go as a society and how persistent we must be in the fight against racism, end quote. Other drivers have rallied around Wallace, with Jeff Gordon calling it a cowardly act. The legendary Richard Petty, who owns Wallace's car, says he's enraged that someone would do that to a member of his racing team. So, Karen, we'll hear more about this as the investigation moves forward. And I also want to let you know, too, actually, you go ahead.
No, we were talking about this, obviously, in the newsroom. There's so many stories. We've been covering this, obviously, not only in the past weeks, but months and years. And there is a racial reckoning going on right now. And I know you've got a team of people that are working on this primetime special.
Yeah, we do. And it's tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Myself, Devin, Rhonda, Evrod Cassimy, we're all hosting this event called Spirit of Detroit, Fulfilling the Dream. Tomorrow marks the 57 years since Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. held his walk to freedom here in Detroit. So you'll hear from those who were at the march all those years ago and the next generation facing this challenge right now. So we're going to hear from parents raising black children and an educator trying to make an impact in the classroom. We'll also have a live interview with Dr. King's oldest son, Martin Luther King III. It is all tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. I hope you will join us.
All right. Thank you, Kim. We look forward to the special, and we'll see you tonight at 5.
Thanks.
Well, the original viral video warmed so many hearts. We're talking about these two little boys, one white, one black, just running towards each other to hug. Then the video was manipulated, retweeted by President Trump, and controversy erupted. Now, a local attorney is getting involved, considering legal action against the president. Paula Tutman joining us this afternoon. So, Paula, where do things stand now?
While much of the world has been quarantining and separating ourselves, 2 almost 3-year-olds in New York have been making it a party. Maxwell and Finnegan may have been made famous by this video post that shows them greeting one another last September. But all they know is that they love one another, and so their parents decided to quarantine together. It has been a lesson that the toddlers have been teaching their grown-ups. Not about tolerance, but acceptance. Until this. A third party pirated the video from last year and turned it into a racially charged meme using a fake CNN logo, which @TheRealDonaldTrump retweeted.
We had a cousin that had reached out, I guess maybe 15 or 20 minutes after it had been posted, and said, have you seen this? I looked at it, I watched the video, and it was just very upsetting.
And while the parents have successfully challenged the post and gotten the misused video taken down, the president's tweet remains. And so they are challenging him and the original content pirate.
It totally goes against the original message of the video. The video is of love, of inspiration, hopefully inspiring hope. And the The manipulated video totally negates that and just sends the wrong message.
Ben Johnson is a Detroit attorney who has been brought in to go up against the original content pirate and the president of the United States.
Fraud, misleading, and then they start putting subtitles in, and I know you noticed because you know how to spell toddler with 2 D's. They can't even spell right, and they say that, racist toddler, afraid, if you will, and people now think that this is part of my client's video. Plain and simple. When @RealDonaldTrump, which is not the president's official, POTUS, we all know is the official Twitter, he was doing this 8:21 p.m. on a Thursday night. He's doing this as a U.S. citizen, not as our president. So he's not going to be able to hide behind his presidency.
He says most importantly, his legal action is to deter others.
We're going to be seeking tens of millions of dollars, Paul, obviously, to punish the bad behavior and make sure that no one else ever does this again. And if they do, they know they're going to face serious penalties and money damages.
So Johnson is working with a New York attorney, Kelly Newman Law Group, and so this file is going to be filed in Manhattan. They believe it'll be filed before the end of the week, and under New York law, they think they can get some pretty serious punitive damages if they're successful. I do want to go back to the parents for just a second, Karen, because while they were in quarantine together, they did start a brand new social media platform where they're actually bringing in content to teach parents how to be anti-racist and how to raise anti-racist children. And so we'll put a link to that on our social media platforms.
Much appreciated. That would be a great link to be following. Thanks, Paula. Still ahead, we are hearing about a change in one of the world's most popular video games. Something is missing following civil unrest over the death of George Floyd. Also, China comes up with another way to boost COVID-19 testing. We have some cool time-lapse video showing how this lab suddenly appears. Up first, looks like a longtime statue of President Theodore Roosevelt is coming down. We'll talk about why and the reaction from the current president next.